Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Home Shop Tips. This is a quick and easy one today for any of you fabricators out there. For if you're ever cutting metal with doesn't matter, a plasma cutter or a torch or whatever, anything that involves heat. Here's a suggestion for you. When you're marking out your lines, don't use chalk or soapstone or whatever, which is what this white line is, and also don't use Sharpie, these two black lines, because with any sort of heat, they burn away. But if you make a line and then use a center punch and dot along the line, those center punch marks aren't going to go away, and you'll see them right until you burn through them. And so I'm gonna do a little demonstration for you. I'm gonna cut along this dotted line, and then you can see what happens to the soapstone and the Sharpie lines after the cut is done. That's why I drew these lines here. Now my other tip is, you see I have my stick welder out. If you don't have an oxyacetylene cutting torch, or if you ran out of gas, and if you don't have a plasma cutter, which I don't have, I would like to have one. They're pretty sweet, but let's say you're a little short on cash and you just all you have is your stick welder. Probably already heard this one before, but all you need is some 6011. 6011 works the best because it's a really aggressive digging rod. 6011, crank your amperage all the way up on your welder, which will most likely be somewhere in the realm of 200 amps. That's what I'm going to be using with my welder. It's a 220 volt welder. Might not work on a 110. It's going to be a really ugly cut, but it will be a cut. And this is, I don't know, 3/16 material here. So I'll set the camera up and make a cut for you. Make sure all your body parts are out of the way so you don't catch yourself on fire. Cool, baby. All right, as you see, that was messy, but it worked. And here's why you want to be careful. There's a piece of red hot metal and a bunch of slag. Now, I'll be honest, I really couldn't see what I was doing. I couldn't see that dotted line. But you see what happened to my other lines there. They're pretty much non-existent. Let's see if I can uncover any of it. I think the Sharpie marks are pretty much totally gone. Sharpie burns up pretty well. Soapstone stays, but I found that once your torch tip is right on it, that mark disappears. But anyway, 2 tips for you. And with that, if you're burning a hole with some welding rods, some 6011, the technique is to start a puddle, kind of jam the rod into the puddle to break through, and then go up on the metal, and then push the puddle down through the hole, and go up and make a molten puddle, then push it down through the hole. It's not like a plasma cutter or a torch where you can just cut. You got to kind of melt it and shove it through, melt it and shove it through. Anyway, there's your tip for today. Hope you enjoyed watching. As always, make sure to leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoyed this, and Thanks for watching. As always, come back for more.